Welcome to TravelGoals, where we help you up your travel game by giving you relevant travel tips, hacks, and information on travel destinations worldwide. Do you ever wonder what the world is like beyond your backyard? Have you ever imagined a place so beautiful, so foreign, and yet so strange? If so, we found 21 places that might just scratch your itch for an adventure. But in this video, we're going to be looking at just 11 out of our list of rare natural phenomena on Earth. These phenomena are so unbelievable, it's going to make you basically question everything that you've ever seen in nature. They'd make you wonder if there's a magical world beyond our own, or if this is all an elaborate dream. So sit back, take a deep breath, relax, and have your mind blown. Hitting the like button and subscribing to our YouTube channel, by the way, it lets us know that you enjoy our videos. So tap that bell icon and turn on notifications so that you'll know when we upload a new video. And without further ado, let's get started. Number 21. Northern Lake Baikal, Siberia, Russia. Northern Lake Baikal is the deepest freshwater lake in the world, located in Siberia. Its maximum depth of 1,642 meters, or 5,387 feet, makes it almost 2 miles deep. It's not only the deepest lake in the world, but also the oldest. It's about 25 million years old. In winter, the ice thickness is on average 1 meter, or 40 inches. But it can also be 2 meters or 80 inches in some places. The protective layer blankets the lake for 5 months out of the year, beginning in January. From January to March, cars can drive over the ice. Lake Baikal is considered one of the clearest bodies of water on Earth because when it freezes during the winter, transparent ice forms on its surface, making it look turquoise. Not only does the water form into ice, but it also creates unique shard-like structures on its surface called hummocks. These hummocks are essentially ice splinters that form when the heavy winds around the lake push the waters into waves, which then freeze into these turquoise blocks. These ice splinters can actually reach a height of 15 meters or 50 feet. This unusual lake has given rise to several amazing stories about how this magical place came into being. Some say that it formed when an ancient evil sorcerer imprisoned a beautiful fairy beneath its waters. Others believe that 2 celestial dragons mate there every century to replenish their power from Earth's primordial energy source. Whatever you think, one thing remains clear. Northern Lake Baikal is one of nature's most incredible creations, and it's made it to our list of rare natural phenomena places. If you ever get a chance, you should visit this incredible place. Number 20. The Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. At first glance, a hole in the ground doesn't seem like much of an interesting thing, but when that hole is on fire and 230 feet wide and 98 feet deep, as this one is, it becomes pretty fascinating. The gas crater is near the village of Darvasa, also known as Derwiz. It's in the middle of the Karakum Desert, about 260 kilometers or 160 miles north of Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan. The Door to Hell is also known as the Darvasa gas crater, and has become famous for its unique geological formation. Despite its remote location, hundreds of miles from any major city or tourist attraction, it is a very popular tourist destination. And if you fall into this hole, you're gonna get fried. The bottom of the pool is a naturally occurring, superheated natural gas, burning for over 50 years. One of the more popular theories is that Soviet geologists intentionally set it on fire in 1971 to prevent the spread of methane gas. If you plan to visit the Darvasa crater, you should definitely stay overnight. The flames look so cool in the dark. Several small yurt camps operate around the crater, at a safe distance. This is the only form of accommodation in the area. Number 19. Antelope Canyon, Arizona, USA. If you've never heard of Antelope Canyon, you're not alone. It's a small canyon in Arizona that's somehow managed to remain under the radar for years. It's a little hard to find, but once you do, it's one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Antelope Canyon is the result of millions of years of water and wind. They call it a slot canyon, a gorge created by rainwater flowing through it for a very long period. That water erodes the rock, but the wind also has a role to play in this. It deepens the corridors and smooths hard edges to form characteristic flowing shapes. The creation of Antelope Canyon took millions of years, but that result is breathtakingly beautiful. The canyon's sandstone walls reach 2,000 feet, and they range in color from orange to red as the sun rises or sets at certain times of the year. Antelope Canyon gets its name because it looks like an antelope's leg when viewed from above. Sunlight shines through a hole in the top of the canyon wall, lighting up Antelope Canyon's colorful walls at the sunrise or sunset. This phenomenon is called the beam or the shaft. Number 18. The Great Blue Hole, Belize. Just off the coast of Belize, you're going to find a remarkable ancient natural phenomenon, the Great Blue Hole. This is a huge underwater cave, the roof of which collapsed during the last ice age. This often happens as a result of rising water levels, causing the cave to overflow. What remains is an almost perfectly round hole, more than 410 feet or 100 meters deep, with a diameter of 1,043 feet or 318 meters. It's part of the Belize Barrier Reef Reserve System, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The site has been named one of the best diving locations in the world. There's different types of fish, especially in the top layer of water, including some shark species. What makes the place special are the stalagmites and the stalactites, up to 12 meters long, which clearly show that the underwater cave was once above water. In combination with clear blue water, the Great Blue Hole is very popular among diving tourists. Number 17. ZHANGJIAJIE National Forest Park in China. The ZHANGJIAJIE National Forest Park is home to some of the most stunning natural phenomena in the world. In the southwest portion of the country, sandstone peaks that look like they were painted in primary colors protrude from a sea of mist and foliage. There is no shortage of jaw-dropping sights here, and a lot of camera phones have been lost trying. So, yeah, here's what makes this park so special. It's got more than 3,000 limestone pillars that soar up to 3,540 feet, of 1,080 meters into the air, creating a landscape that looks something out of a dream, to be honest. Some of these pillars are so tall and narrow that if you're standing on top of them, you'd be able to see right back down to the ground. There are also valleys within this park where you can find waterfalls cascading over sheer cliffs, lined with trees and rocks that have been eroded by centuries of wind and rainwater erosion. Number 16. Bioluminescent, A.K.A. Sea Sparkle. Sea sparkle is a unique natural phenomenon in which the sea glows blue due to a chemical reaction in the water. In bodies of water around the world, bioluminescent creatures, typically plankton, light up like fireflies when moved, producing an electric blue glow. The almost fluorescent light that's created is a useful defense mechanism for the algae. Fish or other sea creatures that want to eat the small algae are scared off by the flashing sparks. And there's also a ton of sea creatures that make clever use of blue light. Sea lions and other nocturnal predators use light to locate their prey. So thank you, Sea Spark. Or rather, Sea Sparkle. Yeah, the Sea Sparkle is not easy to find. The phenomenon certainly doesn't happen every day. And so you gotta have some luck and have the right conditions to see it. And you also gotta stay up for a long time. Bioluminescence can be found all over the earth, including the Netherlands, Japan, the US, Bali, Thailand, and the Caribbean. Number 15. Basalt columns. Natural volcanic formation, basalt columns, look like they're man-made. Hexagonal columns form naturally when a thick layer of lava cools rapidly, compressing and creating cracks on the surface of new rocks. Unusual geological formations can be seen all over the world. The most prominent examples of basalt columns are Giant's Road in Ireland, Fingal's Cave, Scotland, and Devil's Postpile National Monument in California. Number 14. Las Coloradas, Mexico. One of the most special and natural phenomena that you can find in Mexico is called Las Coloradas. Located in the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula, Las Coloradas is the name of the so-called Pink Lakes in Mexico, which belongs to a salt industry company on the Yucatan coast. Those lakes host a population of Artemia salina, a microorganism species that serves to improve the quality of the production ponds, since they feed on particles suspended in the water, leaving the salt ponds clean. The presence of these organisms is also the reason that you'll find a lot of flamingos in the Las Coloradas area. They eat these critters. So you can not only spot colored lakes here, but flamingos. Unfortunately, it's no longer allowed to swim in the lakes. The water can be as high as 60 degrees or 140 degrees Fahrenheit in some places. In addition, the extracted salt is going to be used for consumption, and therefore it cannot be contaminated. Despite that, a visit to Las Coloradas is definitely worth it. Number 13. Sailing Stones, Death Valley, California. Death Valley National Park in California is famous for having these amazingly weird rocks that move. The sailing stones are called such because they move along their tracks in a similar fashion to that of a boat on the water. The cause for this movement isn't known. It's pretty crazy, right? The sailing stones are truly a sight to behold, and it's unlikely that you are ever going to see anything like that in your life. They're also really cool looking. They're shaped like discs with curved edges and grooves cut into their surfaces. And rainwater runs through the grooves, even during dry spells because of their shape. Worms cannot crawl into them. The mystery of sailing stones continues to puzzle scientists who still study them today. Number 12. Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis is known as the Northern Lights, and I mean, you probably already know of it, but I can't not include it on the list. It's a natural phenomenon that occurs when solar particles enter the Earth's atmosphere and collide with oxygen and nitrogen molecules. As a result, it displays a luminous glow in the sky, looking like fireflies. This phenomenon can be seen at high latitudes, such as Alaska and northern Canada. It appears in these regions because it's caused by solar winds hitting Earth's magnetic field. Because the wind is so strong, it can penetrate Earth's atmosphere and create this beautiful light show. The best place to view an aurora are from airplanes or boats because you're going to be able to see more of them at once. They also can be considered from the ground, but only if there aren't any clouds blocking your view. Number 11. Striped icebergs, Antarctica. Icebergs aren't usually monochromatic. Some icebergs in the polar regions have colored stripes that stand out between the Arctic whites and the blues. When the water on an iceberg melts and refreezes, dirt and other particles can get trapped between new layers of ice, resulting in colored streaks on their surfaces. Different colored stripes may appear on icebergs. Blue streaks appear when water gets between the layers of ice and freezes so quickly that no bubbles can form. When an iceberg splits and falls into the ocean, algae and other materials in the water can cause green and yellow streaks. The only place where you can observe this phenomenon is, of course, Antarctica. And number 11, as you probably were also aware of keeping track of, marks the end of our list. Make sure to look out for part 2 because that list contains even more shocking phenomenon. Kindly share your thoughts on which phenomenon you thought was the most fascinating in this video in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this video, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one, and ka-chow!